For decades, it was little more than a whispered legend. A lost Ferrari prototype, one-off, unseen, untouched, said to be stored somewhere in northern Italy. But like many myths, it was written off as fantasy, until now. On the outskirts of Milan, a rust-covered warehouse stood forgotten. Vines overtook its walls, dust clung to every window pane. Inside, behind a stack of collapsed shelves and aging crates, the impossible was found, a Ferrari like no other. Underneath a heavy tarp sat a low-slung shape, red paint faded to orange, a badge barely visible through the grime. But there was no mistaking it. This was no replica, no tribute. This was something real and incredibly rare. What had been discovered was believed to be the original prototype for what would later become the Ferrari 288 GTO, the brand's first true supercar of the modern era. Built around 1983, this prototype was never officially catalogued. It carried no VIN number, no public debut, no media fanfare. It was built in silence, meant only for internal evaluation at Maranello. At a glance, it shared the body lines of the later 288 GTO. Flared arches, a wide stance, aggressive haunches. But up close, you'd notice the differences. Slight tweaks in the nose, experimental cooling vents, and a rear-end design that hinted at something even more exotic. The engine, a 2.8-litre twin-turbocharged VE8, was hand-assembled by Ferrari engineers. It was their answer to Group B racing homologation requirements, and this car was the test bed. Inside, the interior was stripped down and functional, early switchgear, prototype stitching, dials labeled in marker pen. It wasn't meant for luxury, it was built for experimentation. So how did this unicorn vanish for 4 decades? According to recently uncovered paperwork and anecdotal evidence, the car was commissioned privately by a Middle Eastern billionaire with known ties to the Ferrari factory. He wanted something no one else had, a prototype, never to be duplicated. But before the deal could finalize, his assets were frozen amid political turmoil. With the transaction halted, Ferrari reportedly had no legal grounds to destroy the car, so it was moved to private storage and forgotten. The storage facility was eventually sold, twice, and with each change of ownership, the knowledge of the car inside faded. Fast forward to today. The most recent buyer, a local real estate investor, purchased the warehouse as part of a larger portfolio. While inspecting the property, he stumbled upon the vehicle, covered, cornered, and looking more like debris than a dream machine. Once the tarp was pulled back, the shock set in. Initial photos were leaked online. Within hours, Ferrari forums exploded. Experts scrambled to validate what they were seeing. And then came the confirmation. The engine serial matched a block listed in Ferrari's prototype archives. Handwritten notes were found tucked under the seat, diagrams, tuning data, and engineering observations from 1983. Even more shocking, the odometer showed just 412 kilometers. It had never been road registered, it had never raced, it had never seen public light. Mechanically, the car is in surprisingly good condition. The engine turns over, the chassis is solid. The only serious damage? Time itself. Estimates of its worth vary. Some say $20 million is conservative. Others believe, if auctioned, it could break records for a prototype vehicle. But perhaps more importantly, this discovery rewrites a part of Ferrari history. It proves that the 288 GTO wasn't simply an evolution of road cars. It was born from secret experimentation, from risk, and from bold design language never meant for the public eye. The question now is, what happens next? Will the new owner restore it, sell it to a collector, donate it to a museum? Rumors already suggest multiple offers have come in from collectors in Europe, Japan, and the US. But some argue the car should remain untouched, a snapshot of what Ferrari once dared to dream. locked in time. Regardless of what the future holds, one thing is certain. This is more than a barn find. It's a time capsule, a Ferrari ghost story, made real. And now that it's been uncovered, the world is watching. If you love rare car discoveries and forgotten automotive legends, don't forget to subscribe to Throttle Dust. We uncover what others leave behind.